breaking news. Yella Beezy just got bailed out for $750,000. Big U is next. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna intertwine what Big U is going through, what young Beezy just went through. Watch this video. It's a prison story breaking you down how Big U is surviving in the prison and what's going on because Big U, they trying to link him to this Nipsey thing. Yella Beezy, they trying to link to the Mo 3 thing. So we're going to sit back, enjoy the ride, and make sure in between this intro you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Unique Mecca Audio. All right, Juanita. Let's go, Mecca Audio. Alright, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to start it off here. I bought it in the black screen because I want y'all to really pay attention to what's being said. I'm going to show you what Big U is going through right now, which is what they're describing in this young Beezy video. So I don't need the rap bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls to say, oh, it's clickbait. No, it's not clickbait. When you're locked up, all these county jails and penitentiaries and everything is the same. They're filthy. They're hard. Let's get this popping. All right. So I'm going to show you how Big U is living right now. Beezy just escaped on bail. Big U trying to get his bail to escape. Let's keep it moving.
I'm aware of all of those things, but I know he don't want to be in here, so I know if he could afford it, he'd be out.
It's been barely 6 days since Yella Beezy got checked into Dallas County Jail for allegedly ordering the hit on Mo 3. And word on the street is, he ain't built for this life. Sources say Beezy's been struggling behind bars, already pushing hard for bail like his life depends on it. And honestly, if you know anything about Dallas County Jail's reputation, you'd understand why.
I mean, this is the last stop of the jail for all the worst of the worst.
See, that's the county jail. The county jail, there's no order. You just run wild, you stab who you want, you take whatever Snickers and Zoom Zooms and Wham Wham somebody got. If they don't like it, you punch them in the face and you let them know every time your mama sends some money, I'm going to be in your face. Either you give it to me or I'm going to have my fist in your face. And that's the way that works. So sit back, man, enjoy the ride, and I'm going to let you know how it is on the inside. All right?
They didn't earn the title of worst jail in Texas just for fun. Yella Beezy's time in jail. Yella Beezy's arrest on capital murder charges has rocked the rap world, leaving fans and the industry in shock. Beezy has been checked into the Dallas County Jail, and word on the street is that he's having a hard time in jail. Life inside Dallas County Jail is rough, plain, and overwhelming, and for Beezy, who is now used to the glitz and glam of the rap world, he would surely have a hard time. Overcrowding is out of control, with cells built for 8 now packing in up to 40 inmates. It's not just uncomfortable, it's a crisis that officials are scrambling to fix. Security always comes first, comfort comes last. The air inside is ice cold, like someone cranked the AC just to see who could survive. The constant noise bounces off the walls, so loud that inmates stuff toilet paper in their ears just...
Yo, I don't know if you understood what he just said, bro. Could you imagine it's so loud that you got people that actually sit there and roll up toilet paper and put it in their ear because they say it's too loud in there? I've never experienced a prison that I felt was too loud because the loudness is what was like a drum beating in my chest. You know, and kept me on that warrior mode because I'm around 200 dudes in a dorm. Somebody's sleep when somebody's up, somebody's taking a crap when, no matter what, they always doing something. You know what I mean? They expect you to always wait for something, so when your heart start beating, you go take what you want. And that's where the weak don't survive. That's why I say don't go to prison. Y'all know what Rikers Island like. Y'all know what NBC, MCC, you know what I mean? LA County, you know what I mean? Miami-Dade, you know what I mean? DC, the district, you know? Them jails is no law, no order. It's like the toughest man for himself. So if you think it's sweet, y'all go on in there. Let's see what they saying Yella Beezy went through and what Big U dealing with right now. All right?
just to get some peace. Privacy? That's a joke. The Special Response Teams, SRTs, run the place like a military camp. Their inspections are straight up humiliating.
You see the way they in there, right? That's the SWAT team, especially team that run up in there, and then they got what they call the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles is the same ones. I got to show you that again. The Ninja Turtles is the same one as these dudes here that you see running.
Toilet paper in their ears just to get some
with the
peace.
suits
Privacy?
on.
That's a joke.
Check it
The
out.
Special
I'm gonna
Response.
pause it right there. That's what they call Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles when they got on the shoulder pads and the nut pads and the shin pads and the helmets and a big riot gear, and they come to what they call extract you from a room. So if you in a cell and you tell them I'm not coming out, copper, send in the goons. That's what they call them, the goon squad. They send in dudes that's already protected like this to come fight you that don't have no protection. And that's why if you see my prison pictures, I had a six-pack that, and I still got it, I ain't gonna say had, but I got a six-pack that looks like armor. I may start my summer workout being this the spring. If y'all want to see my summer prison workout, put it in the comments. I'll give y'all the workout. But that's the Ninja Turtles we had to fight. They had these big body armors on, and we had to train our bodies to be armor. So if you want to train your body to be an armor, go to prison. All right? See, Big U, he already trained for that. You understand? So a dude like that, not to put nothing in the air, but a dude already know right off the rip, if he got an issue with Big U in the prison, you got to put the God You Now in him. If you don't know what the God You Now is, I don't know what to tell you. Somebody put in the comments so they understand what the God You Now is. But you have to put the God You Now in somebody big like, you, because that's the only thing that can penetrate him. Pause. No he cipher, monkey cipher, for those that know what I'm talking about, and those that don't know what I'm talking about. But, y'all can put the he cipher, monkey cipher in the joint too so they understand. But let's keep it moving. That's the Ninja Turtles. They come running in your cell back to back like 5 of these, and they get the biggest corn-fed white dudes to come run up in there. And when they come in there, they take up the whole cell, and you're supposed to fight the 5 of them. But the whole point is that we know that once we fight, we won. Whether you win or lose, you could never lose in a fight, because the first step in a fight is to fight. So if you throw a punch back, you won. You get knocked out, you still won because you threw a punch back. You know what I mean? And that's what a fight is. A fight is not running, ducking, whatever. You seen the Mo 3 tape. They gonna show it in here where little young brother went and, he got out the car. He could have drove away and avoided the whole situation. But he decided to stay and reach for his joint and have it out because, he had that heart beating. That's the warrior in him that kept him moving. All right, let me get back to this.
Response teams, SRTs, run the place like a military camp. Their inspections are straight up humiliating. Prisoners kneel in their underwear while their belongings get torn through.
Listen, they make it like that's a big deal. You kneel in your underwear, in a county jail. You know what I mean? Listen, this is what they do, right? 'Cause we ride. I'm talking about, I'm in the penitentiary and it's like, January, February, and it's cold, and you in Pennsylvania. Let's say Allenwood, you in Colorado. I'm talking about where it's cold, where it's like 20 degrees outside. If somebody get the guard you now put them in the yard, while it's 20 degrees outside, they make everybody strip down to their drawers in 20 degrees. And you got a bunch of inmates out there cold as hell, got to strip down to your drawers, man. Now let somebody challenge what I'm saying I'm lying. How many times y'all got left in the yard because somebody got the guard you now put in them and they don't stripped you and that weather done dropped? Or they made you take your coat off to stand in line and you got your clothes off in your hand, waiting to go through the gate so you can show your hand so they can look to make sure that there's no scars on your hand. You know what I mean? These are the games that they play in the prison. This is what Big U dealing with right now. If something going on in that dome and the police running there, Big U got to get his big ass down on his knees like he praying, you know what I mean? And put his head down like he making salat. You know what I mean? Then they going to tell him, get your ass on the ground. If he's still up, they going to kick him in his ass. Get down on the ground. You know what I mean? So he lay flat out. You understand? Because, you know, when they be coming, you still be trying to be cool, so you might get down on one knee like you crouching on a block about to take an old school picture in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? And, you know, while this is going on, they running in there, they like, nah, get down, get down. And you got to get all the way down flat. There ain't no faking, because if you don't, they going to bust you in your head. Let's keep it 100. All right?
Goal is control, and dignity doesn't seem to be part of the plan. For the past 5 years, Dallas County Jail has been under fire for repeatedly failing state inspections. The Texas Commission on Jail Standards, which makes sure county jails meet basic requirements, keeps flagging major issues. But despite all the warnings, the problems just won't go away.
Same thing in LA County where Big U is at. It's no different, and they trying to make it like this is something. Every prison I was in, every county jail was crap. Virginia jail was still crap, but okay, Virginia Beach, right? Cause we ride. Yeah, I mean Virginia Beach, yeah, right. Virginia Beach jail got an old side and a new side. The old side hold like maybe 6 or 8 men in the cell. Oh my bad. The new side hold maybe 6 or 8 men in the cell, and then the old side hold 18 men, and it's raggedy, but you know, the walls is old, but the new side is brand new, like cement with the sheetrock over it to look all nice and pretty with the fluorescent lights, and the other side may have bulbs in it, you know. But that's where they had me in the old dungeon with the bulbs, you know. So right there, I already knew. When I first came, they took me to that side, so I seen how the other half was living. That was the half that was coming in because of Virginia Beach County Jail that had like DWI. But now I'm in there for a CCE, Continual Criminal Enterprise, the kissing cousin to the RICO. So they say, nah, you don't belong over here on this good side. You need to take your black ass over here to this old side. So they take me over to the old side, and I go over there, man, and that joint was so crazy. I look at it like, I just couldn't believe it, you know? I couldn't believe it. Let me play this tape.
Take February 2022, for example. Inspectors spent 4 days inside the jail, and what they found was disturbing. One of the biggest red.
And that's your meal. See that tray he just gave? That's what they feeding. Imagine Big U that's used to eating steaks the size of that tray, right? Now they give Big U that tray there. They got some mashed potatoes, some nasty looking, what they trying to call meat. You know what I mean? With a little applesauce stuffed in the side that may have the cooks or the food preps hair in the applesauce, and now either you're gonna take the hair out and eat it and try and scoop out where the hair was at with the spoon and throw it away and then eat the rest. Cause I ain't gonna front, I did all that because I was hungry as a mother effer in that cell, man. And that's why I'm telling y'all it ain't worth it. They hit you with that little tray right there 3 times or 2 times a day. Because in the morning, they're going to bring you a little bag with an apple and 1 boiled egg. If you're lucky, you get 2 boiled eggs, depending on how they feel. So if that's what you want to walk into, feel free to enter the Terror Dome.
Red flags, the way jail staff handled suicidal inmates. On paper, it looked like officers were keeping a close watch. But when inspectors checked the surveillance footage, it told a different story.
Let me explain that to you. I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, why is he stopping it?" Somebody called me and said, "You you're stopping it too much. Let the tape play." But see, I'm explaining what's going on because I assume y'all came here to understand what went on that these people that's making these videos don't know because they didn't experience it. So being that I experienced it, I'm trying to give you what happened from my experience. Being that they're giving you the surface, I'm giving you the root. Now let me ride. See how they talking about the suicidal inmates, right? The suicidal inmates is the ones they put in there. The guys say they're going to kill themselves or somebody's parents may die, and they look at them and say, okay, well, he might kill himself. And then there's dudes that would just check in and say they want to go to suicide watch because they owe money on the compound because they ran up dope money. You know, they ran up gambling money. They ran up from the store man money. They ran up poker money, you know, and they just run up money all over the place, and then they check in the suicide watch, say, I'm going to kill myself, and they go tell that to the lieutenant, and they put them in a nice, safe little part. But then when they get over there, they need somebody by paper with the FBOP, Department of Justice, says that you have to write down what they do every 15 minutes the whole time they back there. So if you keep them back there 3 days a month, you got to have 3 days a month worth of papers where every 15 minutes what the inmate did. I had to write stuff down like inmate is laying down, you know, 8 o'clock, 8:15. Inmate is still laying down. You know what I mean? 8:30, inmate is still laying down. You know what I mean? But because you can't say that the inmate is asleep because you don't know if he's asleep or he's faking. I did that one time, put it down, inmate is asleep, and they say, nah, you can't put sleep because you ain't go in there to make sure he's asleep. So just put down that he's laying down or he's resting, and then when they lay down, they supposed to, they get a little cover and it's cold in there. They ain't got nothing on, but they boxes in there, and that's the suicide tank. So they got the blanket on over them, and they try and put their hands under the blanket to stay warm like that. And you got to tell them, no, let your hands be seen, because they could keep their hands under the blanket and remember they in there for suicide watch, so they could take a razor blade and just whoop. You know what I mean? And you watching them, and they laying there, whoop, and they bleeding out, and you sitting there talking about inmate is asleep, and they wake up and he's whoop, See, that's a short right there. I gotta make a short out of that. But that's how that goes. But that's simple. I mean, you see it all. Dude might lay up under there, got his hands under the covers. You can't see his covers, and he's cutting his wrist. The whole time he's cutting his wrist. Because he's in there for suicide. So their hands got to always be visible, right? Those are the things they teach us. And every 15 minutes they write down a book, and then when they come back all the way, if they say that somebody was in suicide watch in January 1st, 2020, they should be able to go back and get that one page, and every 15 minutes it says what happened during that time. They're saying here that they're not doing that. And they don't do that in those county jails. They just throw them in there, especially when it's a big dome, it's crowded, and don't forget, look at the little cutie right here, you know what I mean? Like a baby, but you know what I mean? There's some little young man that like her, and they trying to wrap her in the joint. So instead of watching the suicide inmate, he busy trying to score some cheeks, But that's what happens, Welcome to prison. Let's ride.
Logs weren't matching up with reality, raising serious concerns about inmate safety. And that's just the start. About 40 housing unit doors were completely busted, and some had been that way for a while.
Now, see how they say the doors are busted, right? I said, get off me. I keep stopping. But you see how they say the doors are busted, right? Do you know that in the prison, you can't, you're not supposed to take a job. You're not supposed to take a job that fixes the security of the prison. Meaning you can't take a job to fix a lock on the prison, because you're fixing a lock to lock your comrades and yourself in. So if they tell you, yo, you got to go fix the lock on this door because, I know you're a carpenter. You say, nah, well, I don't do locks. You know what I mean? I know this is all new to y'all, but it was funny when I first seen it, because let me ride. I was in Lompoc, right? And my cell door was jamming. The police came to fix the door, and they had an inmate with him. And the police said, "Oh, hand me the screwdriver." The inmate just looked at him, and he said, "Yo, hand me the screwdriver." And police fixing the door, and he's reaching back with his hand and said, "Hey, hand me the screwdriver." And the dude is looking at the police, said, "What?" And then the police said, "Oh, my bag." And I'm sitting there saying, "Your bag? I mean, he didn't get you the screwdriver, so I was in your bag." You understand? And then I pulled the inmate aside. I said, "Yo, why you ain't getting a screwdriver?" He said, "Oh, you shit me? You said you think I'm gonna hand him a screwdriver to fix a lock to lock me and you in?" I said, "Whoa. See, that's another short. See, I give you crack. I give you crack in 2025. Nothing but jewels, right?" But dude said that he wouldn't even hand the police a screwdriver to fix the lock to lock the door in a penitentiary. Is that gangster or what? This is how I had to live for 26 years. Then I was in another joint, Lee County, right? Relax, y'all, relax. I was in another joint, Lee County. There was another white dude, right? He's sitting there because, he was like the maintenance man that knew how to fix everything. Electrician, plumber, HVAC, refrigeration. He did everything. So one day the gate was locked, and they couldn't find they couldn't get the outside guy to come in. So they went and called the dude. The dude walked over there with his bag, and as soon as he got over there, and they told him what they wanted him to do, that they wanted him to fix the lock. He just put the bag down with the lock. He went to the wall, put his face on the wall, and put his hands behind his back. And they said, "What you doing? We just need you to fix the lock." He said, "Yo, I don't fix no locks that keep inmates in. Take me to the shoe, because I'm refusing that order." That's how gangsters is in the penitentiary. You got skill by you know how to fix a lock, and you fixing a lock to lock another inmate in. That's gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. And that's what Big U going through right now, where it's a whole different set of rules. See how y'all out here defining the snitching rule and all that. And so when you go in there, you don't get to define what the rules are in there. The rules are just set, and they've been there. And remember, our time on the inside is moving so slow that everybody remembers the rules. Y'all's is moving so fast, that people try to act like they forget the rules, throw a fake narrative out there, and then hope that, that'll catch and be something. But nah, it don't work like that.
Inspectors even saw inmates using contraband to jam doors, making them useless. That's an alarming security risk, and it's
Yeah, we used to like take the toothbrush and put the toothbrush in the door and jam it so when the police hit the motor to try and open the door that they can't get out. You know what I mean? So you put a toothbrush in there, jam the lock, but you could pull the toothbrush out when you want to open it. So if the police try to open the door in the middle of the night when you sleep and come running in there, they can't come running in there. So that's what they're talking about, the security risk. So that's why I keep stopping the tape, because this is a part that I want to explain to you what they're saying instead of letting it run past. And I know a lot of you rat bastards saying, "Oh, I already know." You know what I mean? Stop it. I didn't know until I went through it. So I know the brothers and sisters that been through it, they already know. But don't just hear something and let it run. Try and marinate so you can see what it is, and hopefully that'll deter you from going down the wrong path and trying to wind up in this twisted environment right here.
been ignored for too long. Then there's the burning smell in the North Tower. Staff blamed it on K2 synthetic weed and inmates burning coffee grounds to cover the scent.
Now, K2, right? This is a good one. Let's ride. K2 is something that they get in the prison. When they get in the prison, right? Everybody already know this, so you rat bastard say nigga tell it. Let's say you get a sheet of paper, right? You get a letter. You go write a letter on the paper, and then they, what they do, they dip it in the joint, and they send it and cut it up real small. These tiny little, tiny, teeny, about this. Let me see. You can't, let me just see that little pinch that, white you can see above my finger. That's $10. Dude would take that and burn that and just smell the smoke from that little bit of paper and whatever chemicals they put on it. And then I see dudes go, I seen when they call recall one day. I'm in Coleman, Florida. That's right. We coming out the yard and everybody's lined up to leave, about 100 to 150 men. And it's a big dirt patch. And there was an inmate butt naked going in circles like he was just twirling in circles and then making snow angels butt naked and started humping the ground after smoking that K2 in there. I know dudes in there that just be like, man, screw that. And they'll get some raid from the kitchen. You understand? They just get, not saying raid, but they just get, any type of spray from the kitchen and they'll spray it on the paper and they'll try and make their own and then take a little piece and give it to one of the fiends and see how he react. Now imagine giving that to somebody and then they drop dead in there. You know what I mean? Because this is the type of thing that's going on. But they're not going to tell you out here that somebody bop, bop, bop over K2 because they ain't supposed to be in there. You ain't supposed to know none of this. But it's messed up in there. Just let you know, it's flooded with K2. K2 got so bad that when dudes bug out on K2, dude might bug out on K2 and get butt naked and stand in the middle of the TV room like this. And now the police got to call the medical hospital, come get him when the medical come get him. And, you know what I mean? Instead of taking him to the shoe to lock him up because he ain't violate no rule. You know what I mean? He just zapped out, So when they come get him, they take him over to the hospital. They let him lay down for about 2-3 hours until whatever he ingested calm him back down. And that's what they call K2 in the prison, whatever they spray on the paper, whatever chemicals. It ain't out here where, I remember the first time I seen him, we ride back to Florida. All right, relax, y'all. The first time I seen K2 was in Coleman, Florida, right? And that's when I seen it in the weed form, in the weed form. And that was maybe 2012, right? So then by 2015, when I get to the medium, now in the medium they had the little paper, K2 they called it because they just sprayed the paper. I'm used to the weed K2 and now they got the paper K2 that they send in a mile a minute and dudes is just bugging out. So that's why they be having the Ninja Turtles dudes with these outfits on, and that's why we got to build our bodies like we have these outfits on. All right?
Yeah, we have a lot of guys, they still, do dope, they run the dope houses from inside the jails, a lot of kingpins, so it is an important item inside the jail.
Whatever the reason, it meant people inside.
See, right there. That's how he's smoking. He put the little thing on the tip of that little thing and he light it. And then when he light it, it's what they call it, it's steel wool. You know what I mean? Like the steel wool. And when they light that and it burn, the fumes come up and the fume. Yo, this is crazy how they doing it in there.
Inside were inhaling toxic smoke regularly. Strangely enough, inspectors didn't suggest any immediate action, leaving inmates and staff to keep breathing in who knows what. Hygiene standards, not looking good either.
I mean, a lot of people in here keep it real nasty. You know, they don't really clean as often. They don't care. I mean, this is the last stop of the jail.
Now, see, that's bullcrap, bro. Any jail that I'm in, I know that I'm speaking for me. If a dude not going in the shower, he get thrown in the shower. First thing gonna ask him, yo, you know, you just let him know, yo, there's no sharks in there, man. There's no sharks in the shower. Get your ass in the shower, you know what I mean? Or get out the dorm. But we're not gonna have you in here nasty because germs don't have no pick. If you don't wash your ass and you get a crab in your ass, it could crawl over to John's bed too. You know, anybody else's bed. Let's stop the crap. Get your ass in the shower. We're going to whoop your ass and get you out of here. You go tell the police you want to go to another unit where you can do what you want to do. But when you're in this unit, you wash your ass. Pause. All right? So all that, you know, but it is filthy in them joints. I ain't going to front. And you get dudes that don't wash, but then, you know, like you said, you know, if they kind of crazy, like we had Crazy Chuck. I might tell the Crazy Chuck story again. I might go back to prison stories. Y'all want me to go back to my prison stories? Y'all want to hear some prison stories for this week? Put in the comment if you want to hear some prison stories. You know, I'm in a prison story mood this week. I'm feeling militant. My man Jimmy Fingers, man. Go sign this petition at Jimmy Fingers. I think it's free Leonardo Casuco. You know, but free Jimmy Fingers. I know I set that up for him. That's it. Free Jimmy Fingers. You know, let's go.
For all the worst of the worst.
In the West Tower, laundry workers weren't swapping out clothes and linens for inmates in crisis care. Instead,
you know what it's like when you change your laundry, right? You give the police your sheets, and he's supposed to give you new sheets, and he give you back sheets that you can see shit stains still on the sheets that just washed in but never came out because it's like a nigga just wiped his joint. And they stick that through the hole in your cell. What would you do if they stick a sheet in there for you to lay down on, and it got a big washed and dried up itch stain? What would you do? But this is where we got to jack the slot and tell them, now, hold up. Now you give me 2 sheets, man. Take this out of here. What I look like? And you hold the slot and tell them you ain't doing nothing else in this tier until you get this right after sticking that in my cell. And that's how you go hard. But that's the only way you get anything in the prison. If you're not planning on living like that, I'm telling you, you ain't trying to go. That's how big you got to live. Y'all calling them, you know, big drawers and all of this. So imagine when they give them those big-ass drawers in the penitentiary and they got somebody else shit stains in them. So when you send your laundry to the prison laundry, you don't know how it's going to come back. I'm just keeping it 100, man. If y'all don't like it, get off the channel.
Instead, floor officers had to step in, a clear sign that things aren't running the way they should. And let's not forget the South Tower's generators. Back in March and April 2021, they were supposed to go through regular testing. That never happened. If the power ever cuts out, there's no guarantee the backup will work.
Just like when the power cut out in New York City in the dead of winter and them inmates got freezing cold and got a couple of hours, you know what I mean? For the generator going out, them not having a backup generator. This happens in every prison. That's why I'm bringing Yella Beezy and Big U in this together, so you rat bastards and flip-floppers and public trolls that I can't stand. He making clickbait. No, listen to the jewels, my dude. It's not that hard. Hey.
A disaster waiting to happen. The overcrowding issue is only getting worse. Ongoing renovations mean fewer available beds, and the county is even looking into temporary setups just to keep up. Add in AC system failures, and things start feeling less like a jail.
Right there. See, if he was in suicide watch, you see where you can't see this inmate hands? I have to bang, because he'd be in a glass room. I got to bang on the glass. Yo, homie, let me see your hands, son. You know? I know that sound, you know, real C-Cypher power-ish, right? But, you know, you're looking out for your fellow comrade because you don't want him to, because he's not in the right frame of mind, do nothing to himself, so you knock on the joint. Hey, yo, let me see your hands, homie. You know what I mean? And then he'll stick his hands out and go back to sleep with his hands where you can see him. And then as he get comfortable, he'll pull them in, and then you got to, let me see your hands, homie. You know what I mean? And that got to be documented that, you know, inmate hands was under the covers, then, you know, he showed his hands. You know what I mean? So that go to show that he's normal. You know, he had him under there because he cold. He took him out to follow orders, and then he pulled it in. So that means that he's not really suicidal because he's not trying to do nothing with his hands. But you don't know when he might just snap and become that suicidal moment. And then now you thinking it's a regular time when he show you his hands, pull him in, show you. That's like, the kid that cried wolf. All right.
and more like survival mode. And then there's the legal system, another mess on its own. Inmates trying to defend themselves.
Yo, could you imagine, man? Yo, and this is not far-fetched. Give you some real shit, could we ride? You see the white dude sitting there mopping with a big smile? Imagine, Loose Cannon and Brick Baby and Big U mopping the hallways. I've mopped the hallways. My job was mopping the hallways. So I'm not making fun of them. I'm just showing you that you know them to be this out here, and then when they go in there, they stoop to as low as mopping a filthy hallway. And yes, I did it. That was my job, and I loved it because I got a chance to be up in the front where everybody had to come through. So that was how to see everybody when everyone else is locked in the unit. I'm up front seeing anybody that's moving around in the jail. So I'm up there swinging a mop like a geek. And that's the same way could you picture Big U, Loose Cannon, and Brick, the three of them swinging them up like these dudes in the hallway, and they each saying to each other, you the one that got me in here. They each blaming each other. None of them want to blame themselves for what they said on YouTube. They're going to say, you the one that got me in here. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you the one that got me in here. And then one of them going to have the bright idea to say, nah, you know what I mean? You got yourself in here. And then dude gonna tell him, yeah, and you got yourself in here. He gonna say, no, I ain't get me in here. Y'all got me. Oh yeah, so we got ourselves in here, but you didn't get yourself in here. And they swinging a mop and this soap everywhere. They just laughing, having a good time. You know what I mean? And that's how you make the best of a bad situation, man. You know what I mean? Just keep it moving. Big U swinging a mop in the hallway with Loose Cannon and Brick Baby talking about who got who locked up.
Barely get access to the law library. Legal mail, which is supposed to be private, gets.
See, that's what we fight for. That law library, right? Cause we ride. I stop every minute. Cause we ain't even get past 3 minutes. I already talked for 32 minutes. So you rat bastard, I just let you know. But the law library is something that, like Super Bowl, the playoffs, all that, they want to close the education in the law library because they know majority of the men, 98% of the men, 95% of the men want to go watch whatever activity is going on. But then you got dudes like me that's, man, screw that TV. I don't want to see no man run up and down in no tights and they big baggy shorts making millions of dollars, and then on a weekend and after the game, they go smack their wife up. What I want to watch these stupid kids for? And I'm locked in jail with life plus 20 trying to get out, and only way to get out is getting this library, this law library that they closing at this time. How could I sit in front of a TV like a damn fool looking at Kobe run up and down the court and say, go LA, while I'm doing life in prison and my children is growing up without me and nothing is moving near me. And I'm going to say, I want to watch Kobe and Shaq and Jordan. No, I don't want none of that. I told the warden, open that law library up, man. Let them go watch their game. You still got men that want to go to that law library to get out of prison and the time is ticking. But it's the Super Bowl. I don't care about no Super Bowl. Open that law library up. So then they wound up putting a couple of police in the law library on Super Bowl, and I go in Super Bowl Sunday, I'll be in the law library for 26 years. I've never been in the sports in the prison. I could never get around watching a bunch of young boys get millions and then go outside and, like I said, smack their girl up. You know what I mean? And you get caught with a gun. Come on, man. You're in Beverly Hills and you get caught with a gun. This is the type of stuff I was seeing. I can understand dude in a hood getting caught with a gun. But you made it out and you're in Beverly Hills. Who's shooting at you in Beverly Hills other than the police? And if they shoot you, yeah, that's messed up, but your family gonna get paid. You know what I mean? Just like, it just came on my Rodney King. You remember Rodney King? Rodney King made Hyundai famous. Rodney King ran from the police in a Hyundai on their very first time rolling them out in America when it was only $4,500 in the dealership for a Hyundai. Rodney King took that little car and they said he was going like $110, $120 in a little Hyundai that cost $4,500. Nobody believed it until they saw the video with them people whooping him like a runaway slave. Man, let's get to this.
Open without them even being present. Motions take forever to get processed. It's like the system is set up to keep them stuck. And aside from the woes of the Dallas County Jail, there's word on the street that Yella Beezy is too broke to bond himself out of jail. And this
That's where we gonna end it at that crap. Alright. So now we've been on this Yella Beezy. Let me go back up here. Let me see. Gang. Oh, I got the wrong one. I should have left it like I had it, but I could still get it. Alright. So, let me tap out with Yella Beezy, right? Yella Beezy, a young man, we're going to pray for him because a lot of us was lost and a lot of us is still lost. But we have to give them the right jewels so they can see what's going on. And I did this video so you could understand that prison is no joke. I filed over 100 motions trying to get out of prison in 26 years. That's how bad I wanted it. And I ducked a lot of bull crap that dudes deserve to guard you now and then, but I couldn't get out any other way. Just like right now, all this I see on YouTube, if the police pull me over, I'm playing the goofy. I'm playing the biggest goofy you ever seen. You're not even going to recognize Unique Mecca audio. You know what I mean? Because I was watching the joint with Dave East the other day. But, he handled it right. Could never say nothing bad about Dave. He did that right. But me, I'm going to play the goofy. Yes, sir. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't know it was the wrong call. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me take the severity test. Oh, okay. And I'm going to play the straight goofy. I'm going to call him sir so many times his head's going to spin. You know what I mean? He going to go home and still hear me saying sir. I'm going to call him sir so many times. You know what I mean? But that's how you got to play it to get out of those situations. You don't play the tough guy with your chest out. That don't work. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel. I'm out of here. Juanita Mecca Audio.
Cheers. Toast the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26,
Yeah.
He back on the strip, Getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back